Is it possible to make $10,000 a month in real estate without sending robotic DMs all day to generate leads? 2 years ago, I started a brand new real estate business and I grew it to over $100,000 per month without doing any of that. In fact, I never sent cold DMs to grow my business at all. We live in a world with virtually unlimited resources at our disposal, so why choose the toughest route possible? In this video, I'm gonna deep dive on the strategy that I use that has completely changed the way that I make money. Per usual, it's a very simple concept, but it's far from easy to execute. So if I can show you everything I've learned along the way, I'm confident that it will speed up your process, and for many of you, even change the way that you approach making money completely. Let's talk about how to build a referral network so good that you couldn't slow it down if you tried. This entire video today is about referrals, something that I guarantee you are not doing correctly or probably not doing at all. So let's start the video off by talking about the fundamental thing that not everybody understands, but you probably know if you really think about it, which is that if you want to build a business that makes money, and by the way, if you don't know, I do transactional funding as my business, meaning I fund short-term capital for other real estate investors. But what we're talking about today is true for any business, especially in real estate, right? If you want to make money, you need leads. Fundamentally, you need leads. What does that mean? It means you need people that want your product. If you sell a roofing product, a beauty product, a food product, whatever it is, you're not making any money unless people are buying it, right? Which means that you need people coming in that actually want to buy it. And secondarily, another thing that everybody misses, you need a product that people actually want, right? And then you will get more people to come buy it. So if you don't have that, start there. Right? If your transactional funding product sucks, you charge 10 times more what everybody else charges, or you're terrible at wholesaling, or your Airbnb business, whatever it is, if it sucks, then this isn't even gonna be very helpful, okay? You gotta have something that's worth it first. But after you do that, let's talk about how you can generate leads with referrals. And to start that off, we're gonna talk about what everybody's doing wrong, okay? So there's really two types of outreach that people are gonna do, okay? Two types of outreach. This is you as a new business owner, as an up and coming business owner, wanting to bring people in to buy your product, right? To bring you deals. There's one-to-one and there's one-to-many, okay? These are the two types of outreach that we're doing. Now, 99% of you watching this video are spending most, if not all of your time doing one-to-one outreach, okay? That means that you're sending DMs, you're sending text messages, you're getting on calls, anything like that, right? If you've ever sent me a DM, that's one-to-one, right? It's you sending Ryan a message and that's it, right? That's what all these things are. And that's what everybody does to generate leads. They go on Facebook and they send one-on-one messages. They text everybody they know. They get on phone calls. And that's great. You should do that at the beginning. Why? Because this is the easiest thing you can possibly do. The world, the internet makes it so easy to reach out to people one-on-one where they can see your message and have the opportunity, not the obligation, but the opportunity to reply to you, right? This is the easy stuff. So you're starting there. This video is for you after you've done that and you've realized, I may not want to do this for the rest of my life, right? And that's when we get to one-to-many. And that's going to be two things, content and referrals, all right? We will focus on referrals today. Content, obviously, that's what I'm doing right now, right? I'm filming this video. I spent a lot of time preparing this video for you, but hopefully at least a few of you guys watch this, which means it will go further than had I just spoken to one of you directly and not put it out on YouTube, right? That's one-to-many. Same amount of effort, but it reaches more people. But what about referrals? Well, I think that referrals are actually even crazier. And here's what that really looks like, right? If this is you, we'll say that you're medium mood because you're starting with one-to-one, right? If this is you and you said, okay, I want to go get leads for my business. So I've got this person, Jack, and this other person, John, and I'm going to reach out to Jack and then I'm going to reach out to John, right? You have just done one-to-one outreach. You've said, hey, do you need any deals funded? Do you have anything to sell me? Would you like to buy my product? And they say, probably no, right? And then that's it. But if we go the referral route, then we'll draw you at the top. You are now happy because you reach out to Jack and you reach out to John. But Jack is a real estate broker and John runs a title company. And Jack, because he's a real estate broker, he has 8 people, let's say, that are all underneath him doing deals, bringing him deals, you know, whatever it might be. And John, he sees 50 deals a month come through his title company. They're investor friendly. They're doing a bunch of deals, right? And you can see that now by having one conversation with Jack, I'm reaching all of the people that Jack can get in contact with. And now they can even reach out to people, right? Low key, this starts to look like a pyramid scheme. We'll talk about the difference, right? But they now are starting to reach out to people down here that can send deals here, that could send deals here, that could even send deals to you in the end, okay? This is building your referral network. The same one action can have unlimited outreach potential. And even more than that, it's not just one time, right? If you reach out to Jack one time and he doesn't need a deal, then that effort has stopped. It has ended there. It's not gonna go any further. But if you reach out to Jack and he reaches out to other people and continues to do that more and more and more, then your business can be growing while you're on vacation, while you're sleeping, while you're busy doing other things, or for a lot of you, just at your job, right? On a day-to-day basis. And so this is what we want to talk about and create for you today. And this is something that I am very blessed to say that I've been able to create for my business. And that's why I want to show you how to do the exact same thing. But in order to do that, we have to talk about a few crucial things in building a referral business, okay? Number one is your offer, all right? Just like when somebody's trying to sell you something or when you're trying to sell them something, you have to come up with a referral offer. Everybody misses this, right? You need to come up with something that is specifically for your referrals to want to bring you deals, okay? I talk about this offer as being a no-brainer, all right? You wanna come up with a no-brainer offer. Second, you need credibility. Think about this. And some people do this, by the way, which, you know, we live in a rough world, but let's say in theory, you had a chiropractor down the street, right? And your friend said, hey, I need a good chiropractor. Do you know of any? And you're like, yeah, 123 Main Street, there's this sick chiropractor, you should go there, right? You have just referred that lead to the chiropractor. But what if that chiropractor sucks? Then your friend would be like, dude, why did you just refer me to this chiropractor that sucks, right? And hopefully you would never do that because you only refer someone somewhere that you've had a good experience and someone that you trusted. And so if you want to build up your referral network, you need to have the credibility / proof that will make people come to you. Because if you go to that broker and say, hey, anybody that needs their deal double closed on, I'll fund their deal, and that broker sends somebody and then you don't execute on that, now you just made the broker look like an idiot. Which means A, they're definitely never gonna send you deals again, and B, they might even have more backlash on you, right? They might start to slander you or tell other people or whatever it might be because you didn't do what you told them that you were gonna do. You gotta have the credibility and proof to be able to actually get people to want to work for you, okay? And then the third thing is simplicity. I don't know if I've talked about this on this channel before, but I always bring it up. If you ever order a Domino's pizza, right? Don't lie, I know you order Domino's pizza. If you ever order a Domino's pizza, they've got that sick tracker that's like, your pizza is in the oven. Your pizza is almost ready. Your pizza is done, right? And you can literally sit there and be like, my pizza's done. And then you can go pick it up or they drop it off or whatever, right? If you create simplicity in a referral network, you can have that same effect where somebody feels like they know what's going on with the deals they've sent to you. They know if and when a deal is closing. They know what income they can expect. They know what problems are being had. Way easier said than done, and it's a process, right, to get there. But if you can create that simplicity in your referral network, then you can have people that will come in and actually want to work with you, okay? So these are the fundamentals of referrals. Now let's talk about my referral network because then we can get this out of the world of theory that I hate and just talk about specifics, okay? So this is me, and I've created this free real estate group on School. If you're not a part of it, it's the first link in the description. It's 100% free. There's over 6,000 people in there doing deals, learning about transactional funding, all that good stuff, right? And I created that just over a year ago with no real idea of what it would turn into, and it seems to have worked out pretty well, which is amazing. And so this is me, and I've got that free group on School, right? We'll put that over here, free group, cool. All right, that's it. And then over here, I have a paid group, all right? These are the people that get all of my systems, my CRM, my contracts, live trainings with me, you know, all that good stuff, line phone calls. That's over here. So we got a free and a paid group, cool. That's fun to freedom, boom. All right, so this is the two groups that I've created on School. Now, in this paid group, I've given these people, right? So there's 300 people. I'm not gonna draw them out here. I'll just do this. 300 people, okay? There's 300 people in this paid group on School. And those people get all of my systems. Now, why am I telling you that? I'm not telling you that so that you join it. I'm telling that so that you understand how my referral network is set up. The second that you join my paid group, you get access to your own custom website. You get your own logo on it. You get your own domain or subdomain for the website. you get the intake forms, you get access to all of my capital, you get all of that stuff within 5 minutes of joining the paid group. Now, why do I do this? Well, number one, because it helps you as the person trying to bring in deals have some of that simplicity and credibility, right? Through using mine in a matter of minutes, right? Would have taken you months, maybe years to build that up. You get it in 5 minutes. Boom. Okay, what happens next? Well, these people that have that set up can now have people go to their website and then use my funding, my contracts, my transaction coordinator to get the deal done. But here's what's crazy. For example, if these guys brought me a $100,000 double close, okay? This is a deal we're funding, $100,000 double close. I charge 1.5% on that, which would equal 1,500 bucks. Boom. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pay a minimum of $1,000 to the person that brought me the deal, okay? They did the work of going out and finding the deal. So that means that I'll just call them the referral. The referral makes plus 1,000, and then I pay the other 500 to my transaction coordinator. All right, cool. So this is the breakdown that I have for this referral system. So to recap, they get their own website, they get to use my money, they get to use my contracts, and they get to use my transaction coordinator. They make the vast majority of the money we make on the deal. I make $0. Now, again, why am I telling you this? Because what does this do for the referral? Makes it a no-brainer, right? Why would they go try and raise that capital on their own? Why would they go try and risk making a mistake, not fully vetting the title company? I'm gonna try and manage the thing when they're at their job or whatever it is. If they're gonna literally make more money working with me than if they did it themselves, they won't, right? It's a no-brainer offer. It just makes sense. I did that on purpose, right? I built this system that I'm talking about in real life. This happens 3, 4, 5 times a week where we do deals with these people. They make all the money. Now, you might ask, well, Ryan, why do you just do that out of the goodness of your heart? No, I do it to help them, but I also do it because all of these deals, this stuff that we do in transactional lending, right? It's a conveyor belt. This borrower will come back again and do a deal every single time with me, and eventually the deals will get bigger and we'll make more money. But wait, there's more. What if this referral brings me that lead and then 2 weeks later, that lead comes to me to fund another deal? Do they get paid again on that deal? Yes, I pay them every single time. I either pay them a minimum of $1,000 or 50% of the profit for life. Every single deal that we close with that person, I pay them 50% of the profit because they found that lead, and without them, that person would never be coming to me for funding in the first place. No brainer, right? They're making 50% of the profits forever, and in theory, they could do nothing, literally nothing, for the rest of time. I handle the coordination, the money, the contracts, the negotiations, whatever it might be, and they can sit there and, I hate the word passive income, right? But they're essentially just collecting checks because they found that borrower initially, right? That is the no-brainer offer that I've created. Now, how can you take that and translate it to your business? Well, you might be techie like me and you could build out websites for people and you could provide them things, but really what I like to look at it as for your no-brainer offer is you want to provide your unique value, okay? That's what makes your no-brainer offer, is your unique value. Some of you guys are really techie. Maybe you're good at AI. Some of you are super available. Everybody thinks that they don't have a unique value. It's in the word, right? It's in the definition. Your unique value is what's unique to you. I personally am pretty busy now, right? I'm trying to do all this stuff and run all these deals. And so if you just called me out of the blue, I'm not gonna pick up the phone. I do not just randomly pick up my phone when somebody calls me. And that can be your leg up, right? I first heard this from Alex Ramosi. I think it's great. When you're working with a big company, it's a lot harder to reach the person that makes decisions. It's a lot harder to have quick access. If you're just getting started, you pick up the phone in a second, right? You're on the phone with them. You're talking through things. That's your unique value. Everybody has a unique value that you can add. And if you can take that and craft it into your referral offer for somebody, then you will make them more money and you will make more money. And the other thing about your no-brainer offer for referrals is that you want it to be uncomfortable, right? I want to be uncomfortable with the fact that I might do 95% of the work and they make all of the money. I want to be uncomfortable with the fact that it feels uneven, okay? Another thing that I've heard when people are selling their business, right? I have not done that yet, but when people are selling their business, you want to sell it at a discount so that the other person feels like they got a deal, right? We want our referral partners to feel like, holy crap, they're gonna pay me forever, even if I just bring them this person once. That's insane, right? I'm just gonna be making money off of it. Perfect. I want them to think about that, because if we have those people below you that are bringing you deals and they feel like there is no reason that I would ever not bring this deal to Ryan. I would never not bring this deal to you because you pay me more, you're faster, you're more credible, you have a really simple system, you have all these things in place. Why would I go out and do that for somebody else, right? Why would I do this with anybody else? And that's the beginning of a very powerful, a very successful system. But we're not done, because that's just your no-brainer offer. The next thing that you need is the credibility and proof to back it. And unfortunately, well, there's two sides of credibility, right? One side is borrowed credibility, which means that these people, again, how do these 300 people get deals coming in when they've never done a deal and they have no money? Because they do it with me. They use my credibility, right? They get my proof of funds. They get my track record and HUD statements and all that stuff. That's borrowed credibility, right? They don't technically have the credibility, but they can borrow it through proximity and through working with me. It's like if you started working at Meta, right? You may have just started working for Meta, but you're instantly going to gain a certain level of credibility by being hired by such a high-level company, right? It's the same thing here, borrowed credibility. So that's number one. Number two is actual credibility, and that can only be created through actually doing deals or having a fundamental like business partner that's actually doing those deals that you can point to, okay? But on top of that, the biggest thing that people miss with credibility when they're trying to build up a referral network is that if you want to be credible, you need to know the answers to every question. There's two parts here. You need to know the answers to every question they ask you, and you need to know why that's the answer. For example, if somebody said, Ryan, how much do you charge for a double close? And I said 1.5%. And then they said, well, why do you charge 1.5%? Why not 1%? Why not 5%? I could then go into the details. Of why I've tested that, right? What other things I've tried, what other people are charging, how we can compare that, what I'm getting charged for my money. I can go into those details and explain why. Now I just don't sound like some idiot that just, threw spaghetti on the wall and found out what stuck and was like, yeah, that's the number I'm going with, right? It adds credibility. And then finally, your simplicity of your system. Does your referral understand what it is you're offering them? Right? If I bring you this deal, how much am I going to get paid? If the deal doesn't close, how much am I going to get paid? How much visibility am I going to have, right? Can I trust you? All of that stuff. And what I dream of, I don't have this yet, but what I dream of is the simplicity for my referral partners over here to have some sort of a dashboard that's like, here's where this deal's at, here's what we're waiting for, and they can look at it and chill out and watch it just like the pizza oven sign thing on Domino's Pizza, right? That's my dream. Here's what I've actually created, which again, you can do this, you can pay other people to do it. I also help other people do this, all right? And that is just having simple automations. So let's walk through over here what it looks like when one of my referrals has a deal submitted, okay? So this is my happy referral right here. And they have a deal come in for a $500,000 DC, a double close, right? A $500,000 double close comes into their website, and then that double close gets routed over here to Ryan, okay? And I start the process of reviewing the contracts, managing the transaction, asking the questions, all that good stuff. Boom, boom, boom. Now, when this goes to me, what happens? Well, I have an automation that goes to the referrals that says, I received this $500,000 deal from your referral. So now they're notified, they're updated on what's going on. This is an email. That email also tells them the details of the transaction, who the person is, what their contact information is. It shows them the contracts that were submitted. Everything that I get, this person now sees as well. So there's full transparency, okay? Simplicity, right? They know what's going on. Well, what if this deal then gets approved? Well, the minute that the deal gets approved, that email is going to go to them saying your deal has been approved. Here's why, here's the next steps. If you have any questions, let us know, right? They've got that transparency. Then let's say the deal gets funded. Obviously, you can guess at this point, that goes to them as well. It says, hey, this deal's been funded, all that good stuff. But I've added in another layer even on top of that, which is that throughout this entire process, we open up a Slack channel, and that Slack channel has me, the transaction coordinator, the referral, the borrower, and all of the people involved in the transaction, they're all in this Slack channel. It's got the contracts, it's got updates, it's got the emails with the title company, it's got things that are going wrong, it's got action items. anything that's going on in the transaction. So not only are they getting approved now at milestones, right? Your deal's been submitted, your deal's been approved, your deal's been funded. They're also getting notified that we've approved the wire instructions, that the contracts have been signed, that the borrower is asking this question, that the title company is pushing back on X, Y, and Z. Whatever it might be, my referrals are now updated the entire time in Slack. Simplicity, right? It makes it so that they know what's going on. They feel like they're a part of it. And again, what does this do? It makes them want to come back and do more. This is literally what my referral system looks like right now. And as I pointed out, we have a referral network of 300 people that bring deals in this way. And you can create this exact same thing. So stop spending all of your time focusing on one-on-one outreach, okay? One-on-one outreach is great. It's the easiest way to get started. It's the easiest way to get leads to start coming into your business, because you can do it while you're on your lunch break. You can do it while you're going to bed. You can do it while you're waking up in the morning. You probably shouldn't do it while you're driving unless you're on the phone, which still isn't allowed sometimes, but you can do that one-to-one outreach to start, right? But if you want to turn this into a business, you want to make consistent income in that business, you need to figure out a way to get your business working even when you are not. People say make money when you sleep, kind of a buzzword, whatever it might be, but make money while you're at work. Make money while you're busy. Have more reach, right? If you're doing one-on-one outreach, you can only reach out to 50, 100 people a day at most. If you're grinding, you can only reach out to that many people. But if you start to build a referral network and those people refer more and more people, it will continue to grow. It will continue to grow. And what? Will it just benefit you? No, it's a ridiculous deal for them, right? That is the power, right? That's the power behind it. Now, let's talk about specifics on how you can set this up, because I'm not making this video to entertain you guys. I'm making this video so that you can take this information and go do this now. Like, I want you to do this as we're talking, or right after this video, right? So then we got to talk about referral structure, okay? The big question is, how will I get paid, okay? And you need to have an answer to that question, because that's what people will be asking you. Well, how am I gonna get paid? How do I know that you're telling the truth? How do I know that things are coming in, all right? The first part of that is the simplicity side, where you need to be giving them updates. You really should build out some sort of an automated system or get help with that. It is not a huge ordeal to make sure that they're aware. But let's talk about the actual pay structures. So pay structure number one is a flat fee. Hey, title company, every deal that you send me that closes, you need to be specific about this, and there should be some sort of a referral lead generation agreement signed for this. Every deal that you bring, I will pay you a $500 fee. We can pay it through escrow, we can pay it directly, whatever needs to happen depending on the structure, but I'll pay you a $500 fee. Every single deal that closes, even in the future, right? You wanna cover all of your bases so that they're like, okay, sick. For somebody that's like a title company, right? That they're not gonna be doing the transactional funding. They probably can't even do that because it's a conflict of interest, but they now have somebody that's offering them a structured, simple, clear no-brainer to bring deals for this $500 flat fee. Cool. We can just give the assist as the title company. Boom, dish that out. Worst thing that happens, it doesn't get funded. It took you 2 seconds to dish it over to me. Best thing that happens, you make $500 on every deal. And if you send 10 deals over a month, boom, you're making $5,000 a month just on sending those 10 deals over if they actually close, okay? So flat fee structure is number one. The next one is percentage, and that's what I do on most of my deals, 50% profit or something like that, okay? I do this so that I can say the following phrase. This is my favorite thing to say because it's actually true, okay? What I tell people for this 50% profit is any deal that I close that you bring me, you will make the same amount I do. That's it, it's super simple. You will make the exact same amount I do. That's the 50% profit split. Is that aggressive? Yes. Did I have aggressive intentions of scaling this business? Yes. Has it worked? So far, yes, right? And so we've got the flat fee and then we've got the percentage-based structure. And the thing that you need to figure out and determine between these two is what flat fee are you gonna offer if you're offering that, and what percentage are you gonna offer, okay? Because both of these are probably fairly aggressive, as I like to be. You need to think about how can you take these and create that no-brainer while adding your unique value. And everybody's gonna look different. Some of the things you consider is, what are other people doing, right? What are other people offering? Can I beat them out in some form or fashion? I do not recommend, I'm still newer to the business space, but I do not recommend fighting people out to the bottom and saying, oh, I'll just give you 100% of the profits, right? Or something stupid like that. Like, it's gotta be a no-brainer that still makes at least a little bit of sense. But you can come up with that offer, and here's the determination I wanna talk about. What's the difference between offering somebody a flat fee and offering them a percentage-based fee? Well, here's mine, because I pay people flat fees and I pay them percentage-based. I offer people flat fees for things where they're not going to be doing any of the work and it's simply an assist, okay? I offer that to title companies. I offer that to transaction coordinators. I offer that to brokers, okay? Those are people that are dishing it. They don't really want to be a part of it. They'll take updates and they'll take their paycheck, all right? That's my flat fee offer. My percentage fee offer, I only offer this to people that are inside of my paid program, right? Only Fund to Freedom members get to be a part of this 50% because first of all, it's insane, but also why? Because they're involved, right? They're coming in and asking questions. They're communicating with the borrower. Are they doing 50% of the work? No, but they're doing actual work involved in each deal. They're not just handing it off and then looking the other direction. And so percentage based is if they're involved, flat fee is if they're not. That's my approach, okay? You need to figure out what yours is going to be. And whatever it is, find something that can cross off these three things, all right? So that's our structure. The final thing I wanna talk about so that you can go and do this right now, this weekend or weekday or whenever you're watching this, is the who. Who are you gonna do this with? Who are you gonna reach out to? How are you gonna offer them these things? Now, we talked about one-to-one versus one-to-many. What I need you to think about, what everybody misses is, who are the many? Who are the people that are getting their hands on so many different deals? We've got brokers, and I don't want to overcomplicate the speech here. A broker could be a real estate agent. It could be somebody that's brokering loans. It could be somebody that's selling multifamily properties. It basically means somebody that's making connections in the real estate world, AKA they're talking to a lot of people and they're seeing a lot of deals done, okay? That's your brokers. The second thing is, I'll spell it all the way out this time, transaction coordinators. It's a very common position. Almost any real estate company is gonna have some sort of a transaction coordinator because there's a lot of paperwork being done. Some of them are way more simple. Not everybody uses a transaction coordinator, but if they're coordinating transactions, then they're probably seeing more deals than you are, okay? And so that can be a great reference. It's somebody that I absolutely work with and reach out to. Next one is a title company. Title companies do a bunch of deals every month, but my caveat to a title company is that it can be very, very difficult. I talked to somebody a couple weeks ago. They said they spent 3 months cold calling title companies every day and they never got a deal from it. The reason, they did not have credibility and proof. That person had no idea who they are. My approach with title companies is that I close deals first with them and then I reach out to them. I have a recording I'll probably post at some point if it hasn't already been posted when you watch this video of me talking with the title company and saying, hey, A, is this a need that you have, right? Do you need transactional funding? Do you do deals that require them? And B, would it be interesting to you? Would it be a no-brainer offer to you if I was to pay you a flat fee of $500 for every deal that you sent me and you did none of the work, right? That's a conversation that I have because they have deals coming through. And then the final one, gurus. I don't know what to call that, so I just say gurus. But I just told you guys, I wouldn't really consider myself a guru. I try not to, but I don't know, people probably call me that. But I have that free real estate group, right? There's 6,000 people in it. So in theory, if you are watching this video right now and you said, hey, Ryan, I've got this thing, right? What's a good example? I've got this new bank, right? I've got this new banking app. It pays you a bunch of money. There's no wire fees. It's amazing. And I'll give you a referral of $100 for every person that you bring to me that's doing these deals, right? That would be like a guru. I guess you could call this a guru or an influencer. Really what I'm getting at here is somebody who has reach, all right? Because I could then take our 6,000 member group and I could post in there and say, yo, there's this sick new banking app. It is way better than the others for X, Y, and Z. Those people like, know, and trust me, or at least know and trust me. I don't know if they like me enough that they would say, oh shoot, well, if Ryan's saying this is an interesting thing, then I might as well go check it out, right? And try it. And now that person that reached out to me has gotten access to all 6,000 people in my community simply by reaching out to me. You can do that same thing. You find somebody that is teaching land flipping, that is doing wholesaling, that is doing buy and hold, that is doing Airbnb, somebody that has that reach below them, and you connect with that person and you can create a no-brainer offer for them and you can build up that credibility with them and you can make it very clear what they're gonna get out of it. You can get loads of deals from those people. Some of you watching this and some people that I've spoken to have done that exact system where they get the deals coming in from the gurus, from influencers. They give them a no-brainer offer because that person can then go focus on whatever their business is while they're bringing you deals, okay? So these are the people you can do this with. Here's what I want you to do now that you've watched this video. We've talked about the structure, we've talked about the people, we've talked about the breakdown of your referral system. After watching this, or pause this right now and write down the people that you can think of that fall into these categories, right? Do you know any active real estate brokers? Do you know active transaction coordinators, title companies that you've worked with in the past, or gurus and influencers that maybe you have a relationship with, or somebody you have a relationship with has a relationship with, right? Think about that first. Think about how you can craft that no-brainer offer that is clear and simple. Think about what pay structure you would offer them, and then think about the people that you can go connect with right now to have that conversation. Don't sell to them. Bring it up as an offer and see what they think. Would this be interesting to you? Would this be helpful to you? Would it be helpful to bring in that extra X amount? Are you already seeing these deals, right? I don't want you to do more work. I want you to be able to take the things that you're not getting any money out of and be able to dish them out and make money off of it. There is so many no-brainer offers out there that you can create, every single one of you that's watching this video, and you just haven't taken the time to do it. So I'm not telling you guys to stop doing one-on-one outreach. I'm not telling you to stop what you're doing, especially if it's working. If it's working, freaking triple down on that crap, right? But if you're struggling, if you're getting burnt out, one of the main reasons is because you keep doing something that will not scale, and you can't do that forever. You can start there, but you gotta grow from it. And so my suggestion that I've built that has gotten us over $100,000 the last 3 months in a row is having other people go bring the deals, paying them massive cuts without having to do a ton of work so that it's a no-brainer offer, and continuing to add volume. Volatility in your business is a symptom of low volume. If you can get more deals coming in, you will make more money, other people will make more money, and the more money you make other people, the more those people tell others who then refer you deals as well. It's an incredible opportunity. I want every single one of you guys to go build this in your business, and let me know any questions or any other thoughts that you have. Thanks for hanging out. YouTube thinks that you would enjoy seeing this video, whatever it is right there next. So go check that out, and I'll see you in the next one.